Hey virtual fam. Okay, I miss y'all so much. Well, an official hey anyways. I was not planning on vlogging today because this has been one of my more productive days since baby boy came home, because he just be having me like stuck in one spot all day pretty much. He be holding me hostage because if y'all don't know, I am breastfeeding during the day, and at night I bottle feed because it's just a lot easier that way. But anyways, an official hello. I missed y'all so much. I'm so glad to be back in front of this camera because I didn't know the next time I was gonna be in front of this camera. But anyways, yeah, baby boy is taking a nap right now, and as y'all can see, I'm washing the load right now. Me and Nuri, we had our showers, and she is taking a nap right now as well. So I decided I was just gonna take this time to sit down and talk with y'all a little bit. As y'all can see, I'm in Nuri's room because this is like the only quiet place in the house where I won't wake up a kid. So I am going to just sit right here. Okay. Where do I even begin? So if y'all not following me on my social media at Jazzy Virtue on Instagram and Facebook, then y'all don't know that I had my baby boy already. I had him September 17th and at 3 a.m. and so he is he's 7 or 8 weeks, I believe. So it's been going, okay? He is a little feisty one, and he is just so sweet. I might bring him in here. He's sleeping, so I don't really want to wake him up. I think I told y'all that. But I might let y'all meet him in a minute after I finish talking to y'all. Okay, let's start from labor and delivery. Let's start there. I went in on the 16th to be induced to have him. And my husband, of course, was there. My little sister, Kennedy, we call her Kay, and my mama was there. My oldest sister, Shantae, who I call Tay, she was supposed to come, and my mom was going to leave because she wanted to be in the room when he was born. But I don't know what happened. It was like, I don't know, she couldn't make it. So my mom, she ended up standing there for his birth. And when we first got there, they put us in my room, and then my mama and my little sister, they came up there not too long after we got there, and we went to the calf. We got us something to eat because they didn't start my induction until, what time was it? Was it like 5 p.m. or 4? I don't know. It was the afternoon. I got there that morning at like 11 because they wanted to check me and everything, like give me a checkup and stuff like that, because I am a high-risk pregnancy. If y'all don't know, I am RH sensitized, and I also was a part of a study for this new drug that they have that's supposed to help mothers with that. Just to catch y'all up, if y'all haven't watched my other vlogs, every week during my pregnancy, I had to go to the hospital, and I had to get an IV, which is how they got the medicine in my bloodstream. And yeah, so we were there, me and my husband, faithfully, because he was coming. Even when he had to work, he was coming with me, and he was driving us there and back or whatever. So God bless him, because it was a lot, y'all. Anyways, let me get back on track. Yeah, so they finally induced me that afternoon. I think it was like 4 once they started the Pitocin. I did not want the Pitocin because I've had a bad experience with Pitocin before. And so I told them to try everything that they can before giving me the Pitocin. So I think what they did first, what did they do first? If I'm not mistaken, I believe they did the balloon. It's like they insert it in your cervix and they puff it up and it's like a balloon. I think they tried that first, or am I getting that mixed up with my last? Anyways, look, it was a lot going on, okay? I know when they started me on Pitocin, it was around 5 or something like that. I was hanging in there. Like, I was hanging in there with the Pitocin. This go round, I was determined I was not going to make myself suffer, and whatever pain meds or pain management that I could receive, I was like, I'm gonna do it, okay? But I was like, I'm gonna hold out and see if I do need it. But if I do need it, I'm gonna get it, okay? So I was starting out really, really good. I was even FaceTiming my 5-year-old because, Lord, I'll tell y'all about her later. But I was FaceTiming her and everything while I was going through my labor in the beginning. And even when the contractions started to hit faster and harder, I still was like able to like talk to her and laugh and all this stuff like that. So I did that for a while, and I don't remember how long I did that, but I think I lasted a pretty good while. But then it just started getting too hard, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna need some pain meds. And so they started me with the pain meds in the IV, but that was not doing nothing. That started like not doing anything. So then I asked, could we try the I think it was a nitrous oxide. But when I tell y'all, it did absolutely nothing. I felt nothing. So I was like, okay, yeah, no. Can I get the epidural? Okay, because at this point I had never got the epidural. I had got a spinal tap with the intrauterine blood transfusion from my pregnancy with my 5-year-old. Because I needed it for the procedure. But during my labors, I never received the epidural because, for one, I was scared of that long needle. And then 2, I had heard of people having back problems after receiving that. And at this point, I was like, yeah, whatever. Give me the epidural, okay? I told them that I didn't want any residents working on me because I had a bad experience from previous experience when I was having my little girl, my 5-year-old. And so I had let them know, but I think there was like a miscommunication with day shift and night shift, because I told day shift this, but by night shift, by the time I wanted the epidural, it was, you know, night shift had came in. And so I didn't know, like, I was in so much pain and I was just ready to get the epidural that I didn't know that the person that gave me the epidural was a resident. I hadn't realized that until my mama brought it to our attention once I had received the epidural. When I had my intrauterine blood transfusion, they were making it seem like the anesthesiologist that had all of this years experience was going to give it to me because I was really nervous. And then come to find out, it was a resident that gave it to me. And I noticed that when they were giving me the spinal tap for that procedure, it was hitting the nerve and it was hurting, you know, but I didn't realize that it was a resident doing it. So this go around, that's why I didn't want any residents working on me. They could be present, but I didn't want them being hands-on. I felt like I had did my time with that, okay? So this time with the epidural, that's why I was adamant about that. However, the resident did do it, and she was trying to, you know, give me the epidural in between my contractions, because they, like I said, they were hitting really hard. And so in between contractions, she would try to, you know, get it, but it was so painful, y'all. Like, the initial stick, because she numbed me first, and then the initial stick, I didn't feel it. It was it was fine, but it was something else. I think when she was trying to insert the catheter or something, it felt like a vibration in my nerves, and that nerve pain was so painful, y'all. It was so painful that it hurt worse than my contractions. So here I am in between my contractions having that pain, you know, and I'm crying because of that. And then here comes my contractions hurting me too. So by this time I'm just like in tears because the pain is just, I was like, it was getting to a point where it was hard to bear, and I was just like wanting it to be over, and I was tired because I had been laboring for some time. I think in all I labored for 9 hours before I had him, I believe. But by this time I was just ready for everything to be over, and the pain was coming. And so she kept doing that, and it was hurting. You know, my husband, he was holding my hand, I was squeezing a pillow, and then the nurse in front of me, you know, she was talking me through it, telling me how well I was doing. And so I'm assuming the anesthesiologist was with her because it was an older male, and I heard him tell her, you know, it's in the wrong spot, and she had to take that out, and she had to re-stick me, which that stick, it didn't hurt again. But then when she tried to insert the catheter, she did it right. It was the right spot. So yeah, that was not a great experience getting the epidural. But I'm not even gonna lie, I wish I would have got it sooner, because once it did kick in, I was like, why have I not done this before? But my previous pregnancies, I was trying to yeah, do it more natural. I just wanted to do it that way. But this time I didn't care, okay? Y'all, I told y'all the whole pregnancy was so different, and I was just ready for it to like be over with. So yeah, so I finally got my epidural. And so my doctor, he was like, I could push. If I wanted to, I could keep pushing, or I could just wait until I felt the urge to push with my contraction. And so I just decided to wait until I felt the urge to push, which I'm really glad that, you know, he let me know that I could do that, even though by now this is my 4th. I'm not new to this, so I knew this information, which I didn't know with my first pregnancy. I had no idea, and they were trying to make me push, and I didn't have to push, and it was just exhausting. So yeah, he let me know that, which I like that about my doctor. And my nurses, they were awesome. I love my nurses. All of my nurses were so awesome. I don't know how many pushes I did, but I know the pushing wasn't hard. I do remember pushing, and he got like, it felt like his head was halfway out, and then so the urge to push went away, and so I was just like waiting. But that was kind of painful because, you know, it felt so stretched, and so I was just like getting frustrated. And so that last push, it was like a real good big urge to push, and then he came on out or whatever. Y'all, I cannot describe the feeling that I felt. I remember with each of my kids being born, how I was feeling in that moment, what I said, what I was thinking. And so this go round, like with him, it was a while before I could even see his face. I just saw his little body in the back of his head, and I was just so overwhelmed with, like, I felt so full of joy and gratitude, and I was just so happy, y'all. I don't even know how to describe the feeling, but it was to the point where I didn't even have words. Like, when I saw him come out and I just saw how sweet and tiny it was just, oh my God. When I say it was like one of the most beautiful scenes. I don't even know how to describe how I was feeling. He was just so beautiful before I even saw his face. And it was just that feeling of like, after everything, you know, I had been through, the 2 miscarriages, and just like the pregnancy was rough, and just getting to this moment where, you know, I was able to meet him, and just seeing this beautiful little blessing, this little baby I've been feeling kicking inside my belly and stuff. It was just so worth it in that moment, that I was just so overwhelmed with all of those emotions that I couldn't even say anything. I did not say anything. I was just like crying, like it was, I had no words. And then his little cry, to hear his little cry after all that was like the most beautiful sound I've ever heard. It was just a beautiful sound. Oh no. This is my first time them actually allowing me to hold my baby right off bat. So when they pulled him out, he was just so perfect, and they gave him to me and let me do skin to skin. And that's what I really, really love my nurses and my doctor, because they really made everything so much better. You know, your nurses can make or break the experience, but they made the experience like so much better. Yeah, so they laid him on my chest and he was just crying, and you know, I was giving him kisses and I was still crying, and yeah, it was just a beautiful moment, y'all. I was able to go ahead and breastfeed him right away, which I never had that experience, so that was a first for me. And I did forget to add this in, so I'm doing a voiceover right now, but I'm going to show you guys a picture of my placenta and umbilical cord, because there was actually a knot in my umbilical cord, which I thought was absolutely crazy. But the picture is going to be in black and white, so you guys can go ahead and skip this if you have a weak stomach. And I'm also going to show you guys a video that the nurse did about my placenta and umbilical cord. So yeah, as you guys can see, there is the knot right there, and the doctor said that this had to happen early on, around 18 to 22 weeks. So yeah, baby boy was really moving around in there to create this knot in the umbilical cord. And I just thought it was such a blessing that everything turned out perfect and there was no complications, because this could have really ended badly. So I'm so grateful to God that he kept baby boy safe in there. And yeah, here's the video. On the inside of your uterus, which is why we're immediately pressing your belly and all those things. And then the truly impressive thing, when he came out, he had this like a little bit around his hand, but then this guy. You see the knot? And that's called a true knot. Like, that's just from him tangling about in there, because he has a pretty long cord. Wow. So that is impressive. That he I told you guys he moved a lot. You did. Yeah, he did that himself. But flopping in there. So proud. And I'm honestly surprised he looked as good as he did on the monitor with a knot like that. Because you gotta think every time he contracts, it like pulls it tight and basically cuts off his oxygen. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So a lot of babies. He's another miracle baby. And all the blood's gone, but you can see like this kind of jelly stuff in it. That's called Wharton's jelly, and that's what cushions it so the babies can survive things like that. It's because it gives it like a little cushion. I love a placenta. They're amazing. Let me tell y'all about my 5-year-old, about Nuri. It says this was her first time, our first time being away from each other. So before I left, I showed her how to call me on the iPad, on her iPad. Do y'all know this little girl called me before I even left the house? Good. I was in the house, she called me. Then she called me again when I was in the car, and I was like, Lord have mercy, what have I done? But when I tell y'all, she called me the entire time I was gone, y'all, the entire time. And she didn't want to talk to her dad, she wanted to talk to me. Okay, so even when I was in labor, she was calling me. Even if I told her, let me call you back, baby, she would call me back before I could call her back, y'all. Seriously, it was so sweet, but it was so funny. And then they finally got to meet their little brother, and it was just so special seeing all my kids together. And it was just, it was lovely. I loved it. It was such a sweet moment, and they each held him, and it was just so amazing. I don't know, it's a weird feeling to have 2 sons now. I mean, I know he's my 4th kid, but for the longest time, it's always been my oldest, Lorenz, and he's 16 years old. He's been my only son, and so it's just, and he was my first child as well. So it was just a special moment to see them together. Yeah, but baby boy's been growing. He's been doing good. Y'all cannot wait to get home. So we had I think it was like the 3rd day, we had the option. You know, I was asking them because my poor baby, my 5-year-old, she was, bless her heart, she was calling me, FaceTiming me, and she would just, y'all, let me show y'all how she would be. She would be looking so just like she don't know what to do with herself. She would FaceTime me, and this is her right here. She would have her little blanket thrown over her like a little old lady. She would have her little blanket thrown over, and she would just, you know, be sitting there, be like this, talking to me and just looking like she don't know what to do with her life. And it was so sad. And then we would, you know, I would stay on with her for a little while, and we would do the little what is it, the little emojis, and what are they called? I can't remember the little, you can change the faces and stuff. I don't know what it's called, y'all. I don't know why my brain is not working today, but anyways, y'all know what I'm talking about. And she would just be looking so sad, and then at night she would call me, and bless her heart, she would be crying and asking me when I'm coming home. And y'all, my heart was breaking. I was like, yeah, no, I gotta go home. So that third day, I asked him, I was like, you know, can we go home? And the nurse was like, I mean, she was kind of like shocked, like, I mean, you know, you can. She was like, or, you know, you can stay another day. And I was like, no, no, thank you. I want to go home. So we ended up going home that third day. And I was so excited. We didn't tell the kids, or my mother-in-law, she was staying here with the kids to watch them for us. And we didn't tell anybody that we was coming home that day. So we just like popped up. And I got a little video. I think I'll insert it right here.
Oh, he's sleeping.
Yeah, he's sleeping. But yeah, she was so excited when she saw us come through the door. And it was just so sweet seeing them, you know, again, and finally having my baby boy home. And I could finally rest like I wanted to, because Lord knows, y'all know how the nurses be coming in. I know they doing their job, but Lord knows I was so tired, y'all. I could not get any sleep. I mean, like none. And I was breastfeeding too, so he was on the boob 24/7. I was just like, Lord have mercy. And it's been awesome because my husband, he took paternity leave, and I am so grateful for his job that he was able to even do this. But he took paternity leave the week before I went in to get induced. And so he just went back to work 3 days ago, but he worked one day, and then he was off these 2 days, but he has to work again today, as you guys saw me packing his lunch. But yeah, so he has been, y'all, something is in my eye. Oh my goodness. It has been so lovely having him home. I was so sad for him to go back to work, y'all, because he took over night shift. I had the day shift pretty much, and he had the night shift, and it really helped me out a lot. And it was just so lovely to have to not worry about getting up with him through the night. I pushed that little bassinet right on my husband's side, and and I was happy to do that, okay? But yeah, he had him during the night. He did his night feedings, and that's one of the upsides of, you know, formula feeding as well as breastfeeding, because, you know, when I'm busy or we're out and I can't really nurse him like I want to, or I'm just tired, I can hand him off to his daddy. Yeah, I gotta get adjusted to taking over the night shift now. So yeah, I have been so tired, y'all. Like, I cannot describe the level of exhaustion I have been feeling since I've had to take over the night shift. Our days since we've been home has just been pretty chill. I mean, I guess as chill as it can be, because baby boy, he got a little tude, y'all. He has a tude, okay? He is just like my oldest son did, and he looks so much like he did, and it's just amazing to me. It's like I'm looking at the same baby all over again, and it's just the sweetest little thing. We trying to get back in a routine, because Lord knows we have not been on a routine. We've just been surviving, and our sleep schedule is just like, I don't even know what's going on, y'all. Like, it's all over the place right now. And if y'all don't know, I am homeschooling too. Like, I'm still homeschooling, and my two big kids, they are basically more independent now because their classes are online. But Nuri, my youngest, my 5-year-old, I gotta get back on track with that. I mean, she has been doing things because she loves learning and stuff like that. So, and then I do have some things on her iPad that she can do that's educational, which is very helpful. But I want to do more hands-on things with her. But I'm not being so hard on myself right now, because I mean, I am postpartum, so, you know, we got to get adjusted and get back in the swing of things, and that might take some time, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. That's basically how it's been going. Am I leaving out anything? Yeah, we're getting adjusted to having 4 kiddos now, and so far I'm loving it. You know, I love being a mom. It is, I absolutely, like, that is one of my greatest joys. I did not even plan to vlog today. That's the thing. I had to do this on a whim, because if I did it, I would have never started. I would have tried to wait for the perfect moment that does not exist. And I was like, the house is a mess. I was like, my room here's a bucket of dirty diapers right here by the bed, and the bed just covers everywhere, and pillows and baby stuff, and it's just, yeah, I mean, thank God for my 2 big kids, because I mean they have chores, and so the house has been, you know, it's been clean for the most. It's been pretty clean as far as their chores, but I'm saying like my room is just like, it's pure chaos in there, because Nuri, she wants to bring all her toys in there too, and we just like be camping out in there. If we're not camping out in my room, we are in the loft, and you'll know what room we're in based off how it's looking. If it's junky and got diapers everywhere, that's the room we've been in all day. So that's how it's been going. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm gonna vlog, because like I said, I nursed during the day, and so baby boy be having me held hostage, and so I be kind of like stranded in one spot in one room, and I'm like, what am I gonna vlog? Like, what am I gonna? And then I wanted to get started back on my like social media, because I haven't been posting on there either, but I'm like, what am I gonna post? So I'm going through that right now. Like, I want to make Jazzy Virtue a priority, but right now my postpartum, like getting in the hang of things, that is my priority right now. So I don't know when the next time I'm gonna vlog, but I do want to take this serious. I do want to take Jazzy Virtue serious, because I don't want to just like throw y'all to the curb. I know y'all probably have been, those who be watching my vlogs, I know y'all probably was like, how's she just gonna leave us hanging like that? Like, I literally had the baby, and y'all probably was like, okay, like, where is she? How's the baby doing? How is she doing? Yeah, so this is how we're doing, okay? But anyways, I'm gonna go check on my baby boy and see if he's woke. I don't think he is, because if he was, he would be hollering right now. But hold on, y'all. Alrighty. Yes, he was sleeping. I don't know. This is what he does. He say, this is just what I do. Say, I sleep for a good chunk of the day, and then so I can keep mommy up all night. Isn't that right? Y'all, oh. Look at this sweet face. Y'all, look at this. Look at my baby. Y'all, have I even told y'all what his name is? Okay, his name is Zane. Zane Joshua Kelly. And this is my big boy right here. He was born at, what, 37 weeks. And he weighed, how much did you weigh? You weighed 6 pounds, didn't you? He weighed 6 pounds. I'm starting to have mom brain, okay? I have 4 kids, y'all. I think, yeah, he was 6 pounds, but now I believe he's probably 8 pounds now. And I am, what, 8 weeks, 7 weeks, one of those. But yeah, look at my baby. Look at him. He's becoming a big boy. And he looks so much like my oldest son when he was a baby. It's just the sweetest little boo-boo. Say, mommy, listen, I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm so sorry. I really didn't want to wake you up, but you guys say hey to the people. Are you going to open your eyes? You need to wake up anyways, because I don't want you keeping me up all night. Now that he's waking up and he's getting mad, I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog before he starts hollering. Saying I'm going to want my meal meal. Yeah, you're going to want your meal meal. But anyways, if you guys watched all the way to the end of this video, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that I will see you guys next week, but I don't really know. Y'all give me grace. I might just go with the flow and just do me some lifestyle content whenever I can vlog. Say hey. Say hello. Say hello. Is that a sweet baby? Say hey everybody. Oh, y'all, he's so sweet, sweet, sweet. But anyways, say bye, YouTube.